What is up, YouTube? It is Fishcode here with another devlog video. This is episode 2 of my indie game devlog series for my game Turn-Based. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Right now, this is the current build of the game. I'm just going to go ahead and pull over an old version of the game. I'm just going to show you some bug fixes we fixed. Some old version of the game, if the camera moved, smoothly it should if it's going between units. But if we went to actually move unit, it was choppy. We fixed that. That was just a code error on my part. So the camera moves slowly along with the player like it should. So that's been fixed. Another bug we had previously in the game was if the player was surrounded on 3 sides or was surrounded in certain ways, we didn't have the full movement options as we were supposed to have. So ideally, if we clicked on unit, we should get all these spaces around it still within 5 spaces. But what happened in the previous build, we only got like 1 space. So we went and fixed that in this version of the game. And we have the full movement options now if we clicked on the unit like we should. So that's been fixed. Now I'm going to kind of illustrate to you guys this whole vision system. So now if we go ahead and click a zombie unit, you'll notice it has this little pattern to it. Instead of having like this whole pattern like the old players had, showing all the moves, now when you click on a zombie, you get to see what it sees. So just like real life, you would have the most amount of vision straight ahead. You have slightly reduced, which you can see on the sides, and then no vision behind you. So that's exactly what we're modeling for now. This pattern could change in the future, but for now, it's what it's going to look like. And of course, once these things start moving around and rotating around the screen, of course, this pattern will move to shift to face whatever direction they're facing. Right now, we only have 4 directional movement, so not 8 directional, so nothing too complicated with all that. With now this vision system in place, we need to now incorporate that code into the player AI, because as you guys realized from the last episode, that we don't choose to tell the player what path to take. It picks its own path. So the way the behavior works as far as pathfinding algorithm implementation, it goes as far as it can on the x-axis before it moves on to the y-axis. So if I want to move this location right here, it'll move all the way on the x-axis it could. It's realized I can't go any further. It would say now I'm moving on the y, and it'll get to this spot right here. As you can see, that's an issue because we'd walk into the zombie's line of sight, we'd get caught. So I just showed you guys that's what would indeed happen. So this would happen if we didn't take into account the zombie's vision. If we take account into the zombie's vision like we have in this current build of the game, you'll notice it will go around it. So we'll go ahead and do that, and you'll see it avoided go inside the zombie's line of sight. That's exactly what we want to happen. And so the way that AI is programmed currently for the player is it would attempt to make a path towards that square with its current number of spaces it can move per turn without being caught. If it realizes that's not a possibility, say we don't have enough spaces to move, or there's no available spaces it can move in without getting caught, then it'll just go ahead and make a straight beeline like normal. So if we go ahead and replay it now and we try to move to this space, you'll see it get caught. And I'll actually pause it and do this because you'll see some new stuff added as far as features, animation and stuff as far as going on. Go ahead and click this real quick, and I'm gonna pause it right here because we got some new stuff happening. So the first thing you probably notice is this little red square that's now around the player, and this is representing what the zombie had just saw. So now we're doing the animation of what happens every time a zombie is receives a new target. The camera will focus and center around its the unit that saw something, and so in this case it will be focusing around the zombie. And it's the same thing like we talked about in the last episode. Anytime an action is occurring in the game, the camera's always going to center around the object of focus, the object is being acted on, the one that's performing an action. So in this case, when the zombie sees something, the zombie is the one that's doing something currently in the world. It's the one that's interacting. So the camera was centered around the zombie. You'll also notice as the camera goes to center around it, once it gets there, it'll put a little exclamation point, kind of like Metal Gear Solid style, and kind of signal to the player, hey, I just saw something, I've been alerted of something. It's going to check that out. So I'm going to unpause it real quick to show that. And as you'll see, that's exactly what happened. They did a little animation and whatnot. And then also, if you click on the unit now, not only will you see its pattern of movement like it was before, you'll also notice that that target square is also still available here. So that way when you go to click on your units and you're planning your moves, if a zombie does have a target, you can see who it's after or where the zombie is moving towards. That's going to be really helpful when it goes to planning your strategy out each turn. Also, what you'll notice is that the zombie did also rotate to face its target. So as the player moves around the map, or if it's a location-based target, the zombie will move around to go ahead and face that. So that's really cool. I thought that was a nice feature to add to the game. Because in real life, if you're moving towards something, you're going to be facing it at all times. And what we will do is we'll demonstrate also what happens if another player was to walk through. What happens is a zombie, it's got a one-track brain. So if it sees something, it's going to declare its target. As say if it hears a sound, or if it sees a zombie, or not a zombie, sees a player who's been attacked by someone, it's gonna set its sights for that one space. It's gonna move towards that target. It's gonna pursue it. It doesn't matter if it sees something else. It doesn't matter if it hears something else. It's going after whatever caught its attention the first time. That one exception going to be if that zombie gets attacked by another unit. Of course, that zombie's going to go after the unit attacked it, because that's just logical. So in this scenario, though, the zombie currently is already targeted onto that zombie, so it has a target. It already sees something. So this player is going to need to get to this spot over here. And we want to do so without getting caught, and we don't have to worry about going around to find the ultimate path without getting caught, because this zombie is currently distracted now by looking at this zombie. So this player doesn't even care where it moves alongside this enemy's vision, because the zombie's already distracted. It's not going to care about seeing that player. So there's no need to be stealthy about it. It's going to move straight to that square and not think twice about it. And this proof, you'll notice that the zombie didn't do the whole alert animation like it did before when it saw this player. Because it's distracted, this is its target. Until this target disappears, or if this target attacks that one, it's not going to care about seeing another player. And I just do want to go ahead and kind of show you guys. So I'm going to put these walls up real quick, and this is just to force the enemy player to move in one direction to kind of get towards seeing another unit. So just to show you that it works both ways. That either if the player moves to the line of sight, or the zombie moves and the player ends up in its line of sight, that it still does target like it should. Default behavior for a zombie, if it doesn't have a target, it's just going to pick a random direction to move in. So you'll see at first this zombie is going to move at any random direction, so will this one, until it sees this unit over here. Let's go ahead and go to the next zombie's turn. I do want to highlight though, just like if we were to select a unit on our team, so I select another player unit, the camera would animate and show and select that unit. The zombie controller does the same exact thing. Only thing that's slightly different is the zombie controller, when it does select a unit, it does pause for a fraction of a second, just to kind of give the player time to see where the camera's going to and figure out what's being focused on and what unit's actually about to perform an action. Otherwise, if it didn't do that, you'd see a camera animate to it, and as soon as it gets there, the camera's moving and doing something else, and that's a little too hard for the player to follow. So it's just a kind of a ease of use type of thing. So I'm going to go ahead and unpause it, and you'll notice that this unit, because it sees, the zombie sees our player here, is going to move towards that player. So it's going to go ahead and do that. This unit's going to move towards that player, and as you'll notice, both of these units, zombies as they're moving with their own little path, and then as they're moving that way, they saw another enemy. And because they saw an enemy, they discontinued the current path, and now they move towards their new target, which was, of course, these guys right here. So that's really about all we've got done in this devlog. As far as what we're going to be doing next, we'll be working on probably the UI system, because at this point we've got the movement down, we've got the zombie control down, we've got some vision systems down, so we can do stealth stuff. And now we really need is combat, and to do combat we need to be able to pick where you want to do our attacks, and currently we can't really do that because if we select a unit, we only get one choice right now as far as what action to perform. So once with UI, we can click on a unit, select it, we can have a little menu pop up, and we can use that to select what we'll do. So that's it for this episode. Sorry, this one's gonna be a little long. See you guys next episode. Leave comments down in the comment section, do whatever you guys gotta do, and see you until next time.